Welcome into Minnesota Vikings Now. I am Tom Downey, your host today. We begin with the stat of the day before we get into our preview. Quarterbacks is all per PFF Moves. Timo's a fan, an analyst nerd guy at PFF, which is not a bad thing. Biggest quarterback contracts, extensions this offseason. Guys who got the bag, right? Aaron Rodgers, 3-6. Russell Wilson, 3-5. Kyler Murray's 3-6. Derek Carr's 2-6. Matt Stafford's 3-5. And then Kirk Cousins is 7-1. One of those is not like the other. So I want you guys to spam 8 in the comment section to show Kirk Cousins some love. And whoever types in 8 the most, we can formulate that and calculate it here on the YouTube side. Whoever spams 8 the most will get a shout out on a future video. So head down there and spam 8 to show Kirk Cousins some love. Let's get into our Vikings vs. Bills preview. Some injury news and notes we'll discuss, and we'll preview the game itself, as this could be a big one for Minnesota. This is by far, I think, maybe Philadelphia primetime. This is one of their toughest challenges remaining in the season, potentially. And the potentially comes from what's going on with Ian Rappaport and Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen's elbow injury is still a bit murky. Rappaport says that Allen is likely to be limited this week because of that elbow injury, but it's not considered a serious situation. One more to monitor Allen when they come out of the game, but he's undergoing tests. There's been some buzz, concern, whispers. It might be a UCL. If that's the case, it totally changes this game. If Allen can't go, which for now I'll operate like he will be able to go, but that's still uncertain, this would be the Case Keenum, Stefon Diggs revenge game, the Minneapolis Miracle, if you will. Thanks again, Marcus Williams, for just not doing your job on that play. We appreciate it there. We'll see about Josh Allen. We'll know more as the week goes on, but that is a situation to monitor for this Bills-Buffalo game. Next up is Cam Dantzler. Now, he suffered an ankle injury against the Commanders, was ruled out the rest of the game. It's too early to say for certain if he will be able to go. If he can't go, and again, we'll know more throughout the week, seems like a good situation for maybe a Caleb Evans to step up and see. Flashed pretty nicely in a very small sample size against a Commanders team that, again, outside of the ref taking out the defender, they didn't have anything going on offense, especially through the air. We'll get to some keys to the game, some reveals in terms of who leads the different sides. But predict the score for me of the game on Sunday. Vikings Bills, with, of course, uncertainty around some injuries. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So head down there and predict the score for me of the game on Sunday. If the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it, allow it to play, and go vote. Let's look now more in depth at each side of the ball, plus some other aspects here. The offense, I'm going to give this a toss-up. Both of these offenses have been dynamic this year. Now, if we're being with uncertainty around Josh Allen, of course, factored in here, the Bills' offense has been one of the most prolific in the NFL. They're second in yards, third in passing yards, 13th in rushing yards. Not bad for a team that doesn't run the ball at an elite level. Third in points per game, first in third down percentage. But the Vikings are not that far behind. They're 16th in yards, 10th in passing yards. Actually a bit lower than you might expect in rushing yards this year. 8th in points per game, though. And remember, this is a Vikings team that has not yet put together a complete game at this point. And remember, it's not a primetime game. So if we ignore the primetime game for Kirk Cousins, which that's a lot of sample size, I know, they have played at an even higher level. So if you have to pick one, I guess I'll go Buffalo. But it's close enough that I think toss-up is still within the range of fair outcomes. Now, if the Vikings win this game, the hype train will be off the rails, and we're getting it started with the Vikings jersey deal hookup. Head over to BetUS. That's our sportsbook partner here at Chat Sports and Minnesota Vikings Now. When you put down at least $100 at chatsports.com/bet while using promo code CHAT125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. That's extra $125 with $100. So that's just free money, right? And if you email us jersey at chatsports.com, we'll get you hooked up with a Justin Jefferson jersey, the purple and the gold, and of course the more typical purple and the white. Email us jersey at chatsports.com if you want in on this deal. Now, the reality is there'd be a chance to make sure you guys have signed up deposits, we need a screenshot of your account and your first bet just to make sure you're not trying to scam us, right? Then we'll need your shipping information, your jersey size, etc., so we can actually get the jersey to you. Email us, jersey@chatsports.com, if you guys have any questions at all, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. If you want that Justin Jefferson jersey, just email us, jersey@chatsports.com. I'll put the email, by the way, in the comments section and in the description. All right, next up is the defensive side of the football. Advantage goes to Buffalo. Again, at some level, especially from a points per game standpoint, there is a circular effect of if your offense is great, your defense is probably great because you're having better advantage situations. The game script's in your favor. But the Bills' defense has been awesome this year, led by Leslie Frazier, funnily enough. 3rd in yards per game, 7th in passing yards, 6th in rushing yards, 1st in points per game. They've been fantastic in third downs. Minnesota, meanwhile, has not been that good. They've allowed a lot of yards, 28th, 27th in passing yards, 10th in rushing yards, 12th in points per game. What intrigues me, though, is the third down percentage. They're getting off the field once they get in third downs. Probably a testament to how good that pass rush can be. Minnesota's played a ton of close games. That helps the yards and points all stay reasonable there. But they are, of course, still 7-1. But yeah, let's be objective and honest. The Bills have the better defense. Now, if you want Vikings videos all year long for your inevitable NFC North champions, the Packers suck this year. How funny is that? Subscribe for free. Just hit that big red button, or black and white if you're on the new version of YouTube, the changes being made by them. Hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go to the weapons on offense. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Again, I think the Dolphins game is like the one game we're not going to pick Minnesota. The Vikings have, I think, one of, if not the best 11 personnel packages in the entire NFL. That's one running back, one tight end. Dalvin Cook, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne. Compared to what the Bills have, right? Dalvin Cook versus Devin Singletary. You know what? Give me Dalvin Cook. Stefon Diggs versus Justin Jefferson. Both are elite. I think I'd take Justin Jefferson. Dawson Knox versus TJ Hawkinson. I'm taking Hawkinson. That would be different had they not have Hawkinson, of course. Gabe Davis versus Adam Thielen. Davis is a high explosive player, but not consistent. I'll probably go Thielen narrowly. Isaiah McKenzie versus KJ Osborne. I feel bad for the flow. I'll give him a 1, but that's still a 4-1 outcome either way. The Vikings have more dynamic personnel. I don't mean to be anti-Stefon Diggs, by the way. That trade really did work out pretty well for both sides. Right? The Bills get Diggs, the proven playmaker. The Vikings get Justin Jefferson, who's been super cheap for them. But the Vikings won that deal. We do know that. Right? Now, are you still a Stefon Diggs fan after the way things went down? Let me know in the comments. Y for yes, N for no. Safe space to vote either way you want to, but sound off for me right now. Next up is quarterback. If Josh Allen plays, which again is a bit uncertain here, yeah, it's the Bills. Come on, let's be honest here. I've been pleased with the way Kirk Cousins has played, but Josh Allen is a bit more of an obvious MVP contender. He also brings you so much ability on the ground. The completion percentage and interceptions aren't that different. Allen actually has more INTs, but more touchdowns for Allen, more yards. Kirk has not been bad. I want a complete game still from this team, especially on offense in the second half, maybe in particular. But yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. Sorry, guys, but I think we all know that's the right answer. Let's go to special teams then. We're going to go toss up again, and if you have to go one way or the other, yeah, it probably ends up being Buffalo, and this is why the Bills are favored in this game. Tyler Bass has been a good kicker for the Bills, and their coverage units overall have been a little bit better, although I think the return units do favor Minnesota. That's why I went toss up. My boy Kenny Wangu out there has been a baller again. He's so freaking good. Bills just have okay production there. Greg Joseph, who was hyped as this is his year, has not been as good, although it's been 50-plus that have been the issues. Not inside of 50, 11 of 16, 5 misses from 50-plus. Maybe stop kicking those. Extra point also was missed is a bit of a problem there as well. In the end, it's going to be a fantastic game. I would expect from that Vikings-Bills matchup. Again, we'll see about Josh Allen. Minnesota can, much like the Jets just did, stun them. We'll see what happens on Sunday. If you made it this far, though, in the video, you're a real one. So head down there and type in real one for me in the comment section.